What would happen if the Titanoboa never stopped evolving?
I have a feeling it would eat every living thing on planet Earth.
Let's find out.
This is the Titanoboa, one of the
Holy
largest
smokes!
and deadliest
Nah, that's an
snakes
anaconda.
to ever exist. It went extinct 55 million years ago.
My
But
God.
what if that
Oh,
never
thank God
happened?
it's extinct.
What if the Titanoboa just kept evolving and was alive today? What special traits would this deadly creature have?
That is a wingless
How
dragon.
big could it get?
How big?
This is What If. And here's what would happen if the Titanoboa never stopped evolving.
Evil, evil.
I don't think humans would be alive, to be honest. I think that they would have eaten every single last one of us. Just saying. This is why I hate snakes.
Well, yeah, these things are massive. These things are like anaconda on steroids. And anacondas are terrifying as is.
My anaconda don't.
I do not want any of the Titanoboa.
Okay, before we look at the modern day Titanoboa, we need to go back. 60 million years ago, the Titanoboa lived in the tropical waters of
Back when
South
Alex's
America,
mom roamed the
arriving
earth.
on the scene after the dinosaurs went extinct. It was a major predator of its time. This snake was unimaginably large. It had a girth of about 1 meter. That
Dang.
means if it
Pretty big.
That's a lot of girth. That boy is thick.
Titanogirthy.
That boy is thick.
slithering on the ground toward you, it would come up to your waist. It was 14
Seriously?
to 15 meters long and
Ew, is that a human?
over
I think so.
1,000 kilograms.
Oh my gosh.
Luckily,
Wow.
the Titanoboa wasn't venomous, but don't let that trick you into believing it was safe. It
Yeah, that
had a
doesn't matter
different
at
way of
all.
killing its victims.
A lion's not venomous
Squeezing the
either.
life out of them, literally.
Like a boa
by
constrictor.
wrapping
Oh
itself
my
around
gosh,
your body,
dude!
squeezing your
This is insane.
windpipe, and then swallowing you whole. And
Would you guys rather die to a constrictor snake that crushes all your bones? And you can't breathe. I can't breathe. Or
Peacefully in my sleep at night when I'm 95 years old.
no, or a venomous snake that bites you and you it hurts. Oh, it's going through my whole body. Oh, I'm dying and decrepit and I stink.
Venomous snake.
What's the third option?
That's it.
Oh,
Venomous snake, then I would pee on it to sterilize it.
Got a
I'm with
point.
Adam. I would just suck out the venom. Easy.
And if you tried to slip out, you'd be met
My
with
man.
rows of sharp little teeth.
Oh
that
my
would
gosh.
Dig into you.
Wow.
But you could see this creature coming, right? No, not a chance. The Titanoboa
How?
was the
What are you,
perfect
blind?
color. A color that allowed it
camouflage,
to
you
camouflage
idiot.
itself in its swampy environment.
Wait a second. So you're telling me that I wouldn't be able to see a 50-foot, 3-foot girthy snake slithering towards me?
There is a human version of this, and his name is John Cena.
He does come out
That
of
man is
nowhere.
massive and nobody sees him ever.
I thought you were gonna say like a crocodile or something, because they hide in the water, but yeah.
Crocodile.
It would sit and wait for the
Didn't get that one.
moment to strike. It feasted mainly on fish.
Wait, that
turtles,
is a
and
crocodile.
crocodiles.
What?
He's
So,
licking his booty.
If the
What?
Titanoboa was so dominant, what finally made it go extinct?
Oxygen.
Well, it had to do with a massive
Age.
change in climate.
Fortnite.
But to understand this, let's first dive into what made the Titanoboa such a dominant creature, and then how it suddenly went extinct. Paleocene, 66 million years ago
Oh my
to
gosh.
56 million years ago. Titanoboas emerged after the apex predator niche was left empty by the extinction of the dinosaurs.
So wait, how did this thing survive the extinction of the dinosaurs? That's pretty impressive.
I think you can survive explosions if you're underwater. Because in Minecraft, when a creeper blows up, it does no damage when you're in water. Same thing with TNT.
Adam, I think you might be onto something because I'm pretty sure a lot of the creatures that were in either the swamps or the lakes or the oceans were able to survive better than like a T-Rex that was on land.
That's why I'm knowledge guy.
Thrived in hot and humid environments. Lucky for them,
Ew.
that's what Earth happened to
Look
be
at
like
Alec
50
as an
million
animal.
years ago.
Cool, dude.
The
I
average
knew that was
temperature
coming.
was around 24, 25 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
We love that temperature in the summer, but imagine if it were that way the whole year.
Summer forever.
Instead of ice caps,
I
the
wouldn't
poles
mind that.
were covered with forests.
I think that's Texas.
Instead of polar bears, there were alligators roaming around. Just like today, a planet even a few degrees hotter
Wow, it
is
looks hot out
very
there.
unpleasant for human beings. So it's a good thing we weren't around at that time. But there's a set of animals that thrive in the heat.
Dol.
Cold-blooded ones.
Yes.
Our Titanoboa was cold-blooded, so it loved warm weather. Unlike warm-blooded creatures,
Stupid
cold-blooded animals
turtles.
aren't able to regulate their own body temperature.
Imagine not being
They
able to
use
regulate.
heat from the environment
I think
to
that's
warm
us.
up their bodies and
Oh.
kick their metabolism into a higher gear. So a warmer Earth was perfect for the Titanoboa. It
I
had
see.
a supply of external energy to keep its body warm, hunt without mercy, and become one of the largest predators ever. But
Wait, this kind of scares me because with climate change and everything, the temperature is getting warmer every year. So could that mean that certain snakes could get bigger?
I think they could get bigger, but also, Adam, I think more importantly, if Titanoboa existed today, it would probably live in like the rainforest or somewhere else in South America. So we would be safe up here unless the planet warms up enough and up here becomes the rainforest. Then we are dead.
I don't want to alarm you. I think you're correct, but also there's a lot of big snakes that live in Florida. There's like boa constrictors that live in Florida, so that's also a pretty good area.
Wait, how big are they? Tell me when to stop.
Go faster.
Boa
Faster.
constrictors, right there.
Fast.
Are you saying girth-wise?
Length or girth?
Girth.
Oh my god, yeah, like this big, this big.
They thick as hell.
And they can also open their mouths like 4 times as long as their body. They can go like this.
And those are alive today?
Yeah, they're called boa constrictor.
There are snakes alive today that can literally eat rhinoceroses whole. It's pretty insane.
They can't eat Adam whole, but they could eat rhinos whole.
No, this video is
Wait, they
freaking
can
me out.
eat rhinos in one bite is what I mean by that.
That is a whole lot of hoopla.
then the Titanoboa went extinct. Why?
Elbows
A lot
out.
of changes were happening at this time. The Earth experienced 2
Get
very
old.
The Earth was going
climate
through
shifts.
Earth puberty.
First,
too hot.
It became very hot. And
Oh,
then
is it too hot for
it
you?
cooled down.
Blow up.
With our current
Blow up.
evidence, it's
Titanoboa,
clear if the Titanoboa
too
became
hot.
extinct during the heat spike or during the cooling phase. So let's look
Boo-hoo,
at
womp
each change
womp.
and try and figure out what might have happened. The heat spike event.
Oh, it's 400 degrees
56 million
outside.
years
Oh,
Womp
ago.
no,
womp.
it's
It
too
was
hot for me.
56
Was
million
there a
years
heat
ago.
spike
Earth
event?
is
too hot, I guess I'll
super
just die.
hot.
It's like
The
thousands of
official name
degrees,
for this
guys.
Heat spike is the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum, or
Adam,
for
translate.
short. Massive amounts of
Hot.
carbon dioxide entered the atmosphere, raising the
That boy
temperature
hot.
by up to 8 degrees Celsius. The seas
Oh, it's
became
8 degrees
really
too hot.
In the
No.
tropics, it was
All
like a
right.
warm bathroom
All right, I'm done, I'm done.
with Temperatures around 38 degrees Celsius.
That is
There was
pretty
a
hot.
mass ex-
Adam, can we do the conversion?
That's hot!
It's about 110 degrees Fahrenheit.
It is equal to 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's like boiling.
Well, no.
Adam is so dumb. I can't believe that we even let him have any opinion in these videos.
Well, Adam doesn't go outside, so...
The matchers in the deep sea.
the video.
In particular, many single-celled creatures called forams died out. Now, for the Titanoboa, this may have resulted in 2 different outcomes. It's possible that this giant snake thrived in hot water and became larger.
It'd be like
Even
a
if
hot
some
tub
fish
all the
are
time.
dying,
Slinkzilla.
Other reptiles like turtles and crocodiles.
Oh,
could
I didn't know
also
turtles
grow
ate
big with
fish.
the
What the
heat and
heck?
Became a great food source.
Everyone's
for the
gotta eat.
Titanoboa. So in this scenario,
my God.
the Titanoboa
Did it
just
actually
gets
have teeth
bigger
like that?
and
Yes.
Fatter during the heat spike.
No, it's evolving.
There's another
Oh.
possibility. Maybe the Titanoboa went extinct due to the warmer temperatures. Because the
Really?
heat spike was so sudden, oceans
Oh, you don't
absorbing
say.
carbon dioxide would have become more acidic. Many fish may have died in that
Oh,
acidic
wow.
warm water,
Oh,
which
I see.
would have meant fewer fish for the
Jellyfish.
Titanoboa to eat. Now, if this were the case, the Titanoboa would have needed to adapt to survive. What evolutionary change could have helped?
I'm sorry. What if that guy in the Titanoboa was still alive? He's just in here like, woo! He's like going through a roller coaster.
If you get eaten by a snake, like you survive for hours in there.
That is just not true. That is so not true. Guys, if you're watching this video, do not believe them.
You eventually run out of oxygen inside of the snake.
I had a friend of a friend of a friend whose cousin got eaten by one whole, and he actually survived. He ate his way out through the butt.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can actually cut yourself out when you're on the inside. True story.
Actual true story. My dad lived in Africa and he did KO a python and he still has its skin. I don't know if that's legal or not. I'm not sure if that should make the cut.
He told me he bought it at Walmart.
He told me he did the same thing to your mom.
All right,
Well,
let's learn more
if
about the mega
tropical
noodle.
waters were too hot and acidic to live in, moving onto land would have been
Why is he so
Titanoboa's best
zesty?
bet. Yeah, switching
I wonder
from
if we would see this in a zoo.
pescatarian diet to being
No
a
way.
meat eater.
Can't contain that thing.
Now, as Earth became warmer, something interesting was happening. Above the waterline, the land was exploding with different types of mammals.
Like
Oh.
humans.
Horses, pigs, goats, and giraffes all evolved when Earth
Of
was
course.
a giant sauna. So, if Titanoboa moved from water to land, it would have found some new foods
Oh,
to
wow.
keep it going.
That's terrifying.
But because of its large size, living on land would have been difficult. So, our Titanoboa would need a different kind of adaptation to get through this temperature spike. The giant snake is going to get some stronger swimming
Hello.
muscles and swim up to the poles.
Whoa.
Because now the poles have warmed up so much that they're tropical. The ice melted into water, and the polar seas were full of crocodiles. The perfect lunch for a hungry Titanoboa. Eocene and Oleocene, 56 million years ago to 23 million years ago.
I knew that.
Okay, after 200,000 years, the heat spike was finally over, and temperatures went back to what they were before. But another major shift in climate is on the way, a cooling. Around 50
Snakes
million
don't like it
years
cold.
ago, temperatures began dropping in a long-term cooling trend that lasted
What the-
until the dawn of civilization.
Just
Bro,
move to
really?
Florida.
Once lush forests at the poles are now becoming ice caps.
So he would have been
This
dead
was
again.
bad news for the Titanoboa.
Exactly.
The cooler
No.
climate didn't suit this cold-blooded snake. It could no longer
Maybe.
get the
He
heat
hates
it
the cold,
needed from
but he
the
could evolve.
environment to
Well,
be
it
able
would
to power
die in the
itself.
cold.
It's possible that this led to the Titanoboa's extinction about 55 million years ago.
I wonder how anything survived
In order
this.
to survive, it would have had to evolve in a
You have to be
different and
warm-blooded.
totally unexpected way. In our hypothetical scenario, the Titanoboa becomes warm-blooded.
No,
You're thinking,
no,
Can a cold-blooded
no.
animal really
Brain
become
buster,
cold-blooded?
baby!
How
That is not
even
possible for a snake.
Told you.
Well,
Boom,
it's true.
boom.
It's called
With
evolution,
snakes,
Jack.
We don't see any examples of them being warm-blooded, but there is another category of cold-blooded
It's called
creatures
evolution,
Whale
Jack.
shark, whale
with some
shark.
warm-blooded exceptions. Fish.
Oh, fish.
While the majority of fish are cold-blooded, about 0.1% are partially or fully warm-blooded.
Like turtles.
For instance,
Really?
The moonfish is
Yeah,
warm-blooded.
the moonfish, yeah.
Bluefin
Why?
tuna.
Or if they were literally had any sort of brain, they could just make fires and create electricity and create like indoor shelters where they can stay warm.
They do not have opposable thumbs
It's
or
not
hands.
that
How
hard.
are they gonna make
Expect a
it?
snake to make fire, Alex?
It's not that hard. All you gotta do is go in your house, turn the dial to 80 degrees, and boom, it's hot.
All right, this guy's literally just saying words.
Not that hard to stay warm when it's cold out.
Not all of us have flaming hair that can burn anything, okay? It gets cold outside and they die.
Not that hard.
Let's do a video. What if Alec never stopped evolving?
I'm not done.
He stopped evolving when he was like 5.
Yeah, you might be devolving. You might be evolving in reverse. Alec's gonna turn back into a chimpanzee when he's 75.
Yeah, I am.
I liked it better when he would just make your mom jokes and shut up.
Tuna, white sharks, and salmon sharks are kind of both. They use a special mechanism to raise their body temperature called
Wow.
vascular countercurrent heat exchange. Let me show you how it works. Let's use a shark as an example. Now, the muscles they use to swim
Okay.
generate heat, which
Okay.
heats blood in the
Yeah.
veins. The arteries
following.
bring cold, oxygenated blood from the gills
You have a
to
notepad?
the shark's
Right.
muscles and organs. This
Adam, note
cold
this down.
blood picks up the heat from blood in the veins, which then
Right.
raises the shark's internal temperature.
Of
But
course.
In
Oh,
the
I get it. I actually
Titanoboa's
get it.
case, there are no gills involved. It
Oh,
breathes
no.
in through its nostrils and has lungs to
Womp womp.
supply it with oxygen.
Just
But
like us.
We can make it warm-blooded like the shark by having cold blood pumped in through the arteries, which then pick up the heat from the warm blood in the veins. This single evolutionary transformation would allow the Titanoboa to survive the mass cooling. Let's see what happens next.
Oh, here we
That
go.
is a brazy hypothetical.
I have a question. If snakes are cold-blooded when they poop, does the poop, does it come out cold?
They don't poop.
No, I don't think so, because anything that's cold-blooded can't get too cold or too warm, or else it will die. That's why they live in like the climate zones that are pretty warm most of the year.
So they actually are, like the inside of them is warm.
Yeah, it is. It has to be warm. They
Oh, but
need
they're
to be
called
warm.
cold though.
I know, because they can't make warm blood. So their blood is based on the temperature that is surrounding them. That's why we don't see anacondas living this far north, because they would die during the winter.
Hold on, fish live in the water and they're cold-blooded. The water's cold.
The water's colder, but they're used to that. They have evolved to
So
survive
like the
colder
inside of a
temperatures.
fish is cold though. So like when they poo, they probably poop cold. They probably pee cold too. I'm onto something here.
Okay.
What does this have to do with the Titanoboa?
Well, I just had a thought. Like, if they're cold-blooded, the insides of them cold. Then
You know
whatever
that
comes out
thing
of
that
them
you
must
just
also
said
be
you
cold.
had? You know the thought? A thought? Stop doing that!
Miocene, 23 million years ago to 5 million years ago. During the Miocene epoch that followed, Earth began to warm a little, followed again by a period of cooling. The climate became drier and vegetation was more coarse. Rhinos were dominant in North America. Many species of horses evolved, as did
God
a
dang,
variety
I
of
want that
animals.
You got
hair.
some good
Also,
hair.
A saber-toothed cat-like
That's more
creature
like
called
Alex
the
hair.
Nimravid roamed around. Could the
Don't
Titanoboa
laugh at that. You're encouraging
different
more.
ways to
That thing
spawn a
was cool
line of
looking.
Desert Titanoboas?
Not funny.
Yeah, I know I said that living
Oh,
on
wow.
land would be tough for
That'll
such
be me in a
massive
few
creature,
years.
But maybe
They're like
there's
the
an
great Egyptian
evolutionary
pyramids.
path to make
It
this
looks like a
possible.
giant worm from
To
Dune.
camouflage in the desert,
Oh, yeah.
it would need to adapt a new color scheme, a light sandy color.
Oh my gosh.
And its
Oh.
next most important adaptation, strong muscles to burrow into desert
go.
soil
He
just
and
called him
live
fat.
underground
He just called him
during the
fat.
day, both to conserve energy
Oh,
and
that's a clip from
hunt
Dune.
under the cover of
He called it.
darkness.
He called it.
Wow.
To protect against water loss through the skin, the Titanoboa would take a lesson from the spadefoot toad. This toad secretes a
had a bug on his
semi-permeable
nose.
membrane that makes its skin thick.
Wait,
wacking
how
in
would it
moisture.
do that?
Our desert
Because it
Titanoboa.
locks in moisture so that it can survive without water for longer.
Yeah, but every reptile living in the desert right now doesn't do that. So why would this have to do it?
Because it's so big and fat and it needs the water.
Interesting. I feel like it would just dry out, right? If it had like that layer of goo, like a frog does, it would just, you know, dry out after a little bit.
But you're wrong, because it would just keep making more.
Oh, constantly gooing.
Someone said constantly mewing.
Goo, goo, with a G, goo.
Adam has a good mew. Go ahead, Adam.
I mean, that snake is mewing pretty well.
Titanoboa would branch out and have a new diet of birds and mammals.
That
Many
thing is
desert
zesty.
animals are too small to make a meal, so Titanoboa would lie in wait for a herd of camels, slither out of its burrow
Oh
and
my
make
gosh.
a killing. Or it might go months without food. So the
Like a
evolutionary
crocodile,
path
a crocodile could survive 6 months without food. Did you guys know that?
Shut up, Adam.
of Titanoboas could lead to two subspecies. The first one is shark-like, swimming far and wide across the ocean, able to preserve its body heat
Sounds
through
terrifying.
adaptations that make it warm-blooded. And the second is also warm-blooded, but lives in burrows deep in the desert, like the sandworms from
Equally as
Dune.
terrifying.
They
No!
emerge from the burrows with lightning speed, only to strike.
That's me
eat,
when I
and
get to
then
Chipotle.
retreat back underground. These 21st
Oh my
century
gosh.
Titanoboas would be as long as 23
These AI videos are
meters
creepy.
and about 1.2 meters wide. Imagine going for a swim in the ocean and
That's a little
running
guy
into
then.
one of those.
Holy
You'd have just
smokes.
enough time
That'd be
for
like a
one
baby
last
one.
breath.
That's like a green anaconda right now.
6,000
Currently the biggest
years ago
snake.
to today.
That thing looks like a
Now,
doozy.
Oh, here we
brings
go.
us to the question
We're getting
of
to today.
how modern-day humans might interact with these magnificent and terrifying creatures.
You know that there's some wacky humans out there that would want to tame them and like have them as pets.
Yeah, just like
Those guys are weird.
Just like we did with dragons, and that's how they became extinct.
Dragons were never
are
real.
not real.
Anymore, I know.
No. No.
I can't converse with this guy.
You know, weird question, but are there green anacondas in zoos? Have you got have we ever seen one before?
I've never seen an anaconda ever.
My anaconda don't.
I've never seen one. Not even a green one. I've never seen an anaconda ever.
I
so
know. I
can't-
want to
don't
see
know.
one day. I wonder. Wait, let me look that up. Can
Okay, cool. I want to see a pink unicorn
anaconda
that has wings and flies away.
I've never seen a Titanoboa.
No, you should not try to tame an anaconda. Kind of makes me want to try to tame one. Not gonna lie.
Before the start of modern hunting, Titanoboas would have been legendary, frightening sea creatures that
Like
terrified
dragons.
humans. Our ancestors would probably be scared of going in the ocean. Who knows? Any swim could be your
Oh my
last
God.
if you encountered a Titanoboa.
The Vikings would have gotten
Wait,
completely wiped.
actually, there could have been a Titanoboa as recently as like the last thousands of years. Because do you guys know the tale of the sea serpent?
No, please tell us.
There's a real people have seen a sea serpent. I forget where. It's like somewhere in America, but it is described exactly like an evolved Titanoboa would be. It could be in a
This guy's
Titanoboa
seriously.
that's alive today.
But wouldn't the scientists know about that?
No, nobody's actually been able to capture it because it's so evasive. That's how it's able to still survive.
It's It's kind of like the colossal squid, right? They really haven't seen it too many times, but there's reports of it being out there.
Pretty much, yes. Yes.
So there's no way to know for sure if it's real or not, or if it went extinct.
Yeah, there could be one still wandering around.
Adam just cooked.
The only good news would have been that these enormous creatures would probably have little interest in eating you. Because humans
Thank
would
God.
provide little sustenance, they'd rather catch a
Yeah, we're
large
just little
fish or
guys.
crocodile. That would be much more satisfying.
We'd be like one Cheeto.
As humans developed better weapons, the relationship
Sometimes I eat a whole
would have
bag of
changed.
Cheetos.
There's evidence of humans hunting whales as far back as 6000 BCE.
How
If
did they do
Titanoboa
that?
was still around, it may have been a target of fishermen thousands of years ago. Maybe.
Does that make you feel like a failure in life? Like there were ancestors of ours that were freaking fighting whales, guys. What are we doing? I think a whale would kill me.
That's illegal, Jack. You can't do that.
Imagine
great.
it's you and a spear, and they're just like, "Hey, go kill that whale, dude."
We do way more important things than that, Jack. We watch Skibbity Toilet. We watch Skibbity Toilet Multiverse. And that's way more important than killing whales to save your family.
Yeah, Jack really missed the mark on that one.
Evolution has made us into incredible creatures, guys. Without evolution, we would not be here.
May become part of our diet.
Ew.
If their meat was tasty, who knows? Maybe humans would have hunted them
I'd
to near
try
extinction
it.
by
I'd
now.
eat it.
In
Wait,
today's
I'm
world,
confused because, all right, we have snakes today. We have anacondas. We have other snakes. I don't eat snake. Do you guys eat snake?
Depends what kind you're talking about.
No, people would try it as like an exotic food, I'm sure.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, this guy's acting like, would we eat snake? Like, we have the answers today. Anacondas are not that much smaller than Titanoboa. It's like half the size, which is still pretty big.
No, a Titanoboa, he just said, is a meter. 1 meter. That's over 3 feet.
An anaconda could be up to 18 inches, which is half of that.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
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 Oh, wow. Oh, I'm really not going outside.
in today's world, like the occasional shark attack, we'd probably hear about rare Titanoboa attacks on humans who swam too far out into the ocean.
The sea serpents.
In the desert, nomadic tribes
That was a
would
doofus
probably
serpent.
fear the random, unpredictable attacks of the desert
Yeah, Jack.
Titanoboa.
The anaconda is not half the size of that.
Dude,
that thing was not real ever. Period.
Maybe they warned humans when they sensed activity underground.
Is
With
somebody tickling
infrared
Alex's feet?
technology,
Yeah.
you'd be able to
That was
detect the
awesome.
heat signature of Titanoboas in their underground burrows. Future. But in today's fast-changing world, something new and interesting will be happening. Human activity has reversed the cooling trend. With global warming, temperatures are becoming attractive for reptiles again. Our newly evolved Titanoboas have a warm-blooded inner architecture that has helped them survive the cooling of prior epochs. But as the Earth heats again, the Titanoboa would, once again, lean on the environment for heat rather than using its muscular inner activity.
Why do I feel like this guy wants Titanoboa to come back?
To hunt even more effectively
He's praying for it.
and grow bigger. As sea levels rise in future years, our coastal cities will be flooded and
Oh, wow.
destroyed. The
Oh.
warm
Bye-bye,
weather
Venice.
will help new generations of
That's New York City.
Titanoboa thrive. But
How
the
did you
traditional
know that?
habitats of the Titanoboa
I play a lot of
are currently being
geocache.
destroyed. The lush tropical swamplands and forests near tropical waters are being wiped out by logging and commercial activity. The growing acidification of the waters will kill the marine life that the Titanoboa feeds on.
No.
This would prove to be the biggest challenge for the creature, the destruction of its food supply. But there is one prey left for the Titanoboa. It would have to eat several to make a meal of them, but there's lots around. You guessed it.
No.
I'm talking about us. Maybe we
No.
become the target of the new ferocious Titanoboa. Watch out the
Take
next
it
time
back.
the coastal
Kill them
city
all.
floods.
Kill all the snakes. Get them
Or
all out.
Maybe you should watch out for another giant creature, the Megalodon.
No, don't even.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is one more reason not to leave your house. Stay inside, smash like, and watch this video right here. Seriously, you guys should not leave your house.